Hey guys, and welcome back. Well, all this talk about stimulus checks and coronavirus checks, whatever you want to call them, this is information you need to know. Now, over 80% of American adults will receive a payment. Now, the U.S. government is about to send checks or direct deposit to most Americans to help people survive financially, as much of the economy shut down in an effort to slow the spread of the novel coronavirus. Now, legislation passed by the Senate on Wednesday, which still must be passed by the House, will provide $1,200 payments to adults with annual incomes up to $75,000, plus another $500 per child. Now, some Americans earning more than $75,000 would also receive money if they meet certain qualifications. Now, for most Americans, the money is likely to arrive in April by way of a direct deposit. Mail checks may take longer. Now, how to calculate that? First of all, who exactly qualifies for a payment? Now, individuals earning up to $75,000 a year will be eligible for the full $1,200 check. Now, reduced checks will go out to individuals making up to $99,000 a year. Now, the payment amount falls by $5 for every $100 in income above $75,000. Now, that's how you calculate that. Now, married couples are eligible for a $2,400 check as long as their adjusted gross income is under $150,000 a year. Now, reduced checks on a sliding scale will go out to married couples who earn up to $198,000. Now, married couples also will receive an additional $500 for every child under 17. Now, people who file as a head of the household, typically single parents with children, are eligible for a $1,200 check if they earn up to $112,500 a year. Now, reduced checks on a sliding scale are available for head of household earnings up to $136,500 annual. Now, head of household will also receive an additional $500 per child under 17. Now, how does the U.S. government know where to send your money? Now, if you have already filed a 2019 tax return, that's the one most people are working on now. The IRS will use the direct deposit information on your 2019 return to send your payment to your bank account. If you don't provide the IRS with your direct deposit details or you close that account, then the IRS will mail you a check. Now, if you have yet to file a 2019 tax return, the IRS will see if you have filed a 2018 tax return and use that information to determine whether you meet the qualifications for a check and to find your bank details or mailing address. Now, another question people have asked, when will the payments arrive? Now, the Treasury Secretary, Stephen Mnuchin, has set a goal of getting the first payments out the door the week of April 6th. Now, many experts say that it is an ambitious timetable and it might get pushed back to later in April. Now, the last time the U.S. government did anything like this in 2008, the payments went out in batches and it took about 8 weeks for the final people to receive their checks. Now, what about people on Social Security? Now, people on Social Security are eligible to receive the coronavirus relief payment as long as their total income does not exceed the limit. Now, low-income Americans on Social Security do not file a tax return as long as they receive an SSA 1099 from Social Security benefit statement, the federal government will be able to send them a payment by way of the usual way they get their Social Security payment. Retirees and people on disability are both eligible for the special payments. Now, another question people have been asking, who won't get a check? Now, the main people excluded from receiving a payment are the wealthy, non-resident aliens, such as foreigners who do not hold a green card, and dependents who can be claimed on someone else's tax return. Now, also, the people who won't be getting a check is the people who have a ITN number instead of a Social Security number who filed. Now, another question, are the checks taxable? No, they are not taxable. So you don't have to pay money on the stimulus check. Now, what happens to people who earned too much in 2018 and in 2019 but now lost their job? Now, this is a really tough situation. Unfortunately, these workers are not eligible for $1,200 checks right away. They would get the rebate when they file their 2020 taxes next year. Now, Treasury may create a program to get these people money sooner, but nothing has been announced yet. Now, what if you owe past taxes? Will my check be reduced? And the answer to that is, drum roll please, no. The only reason a check will be reduced is if past child support payments are due and the amount has been reported to the federal government. Now, what if my income is higher in 2020? You do not have to pay the government back. Technically, a person's 2020 income is what qualifies them for the payment. Since no one knows their total 2020 income yet, the government is using tax returns from 2019 and 2018 to figure out who qualifies for a check. If you get a payment and then your 2020 income is higher and thus merits a reduced payment or no payment, the money does not have to be paid back. Now, I hope that answered a lot of people's questions about who's going to get it, how do I know how much I'm going to get, and who ain't going to get it. I'm sorry, who's not going to get it. Hope this has answered some of your questions. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always important, be blessed. And wash those hands because we don't want a coronavirus. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.